Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 5 team list discussion. We'll go through the ins and outs and any Supercoach relevant players. So let's kick us off. There's obviously going to be some pretty big ins this week. Thursday night footy, the Raiders taking on the Sharkies. So the Raiders, obviously terrible news coming out that Albert Hopewade has done his ACL. It does secure Tamale's spot. I don't think Tamale was going to get dropped anytime soon, but obviously it is helpful for owners without Hopewade there. But yeah, obviously terrible news for poor old Hopewade. I know he did ACL. I think he's done it a couple of times, but it's been a while. So thoughts for poor Albert Hopewade there. But the rest of the Raiders team, backline is as expected. Forward pack, Papali'i, who probably goes back to the bench again. He always does. Joey Tarpany moves back to prop. I thought Tarpany was going to get suspended. I know, well, he was put on report, but obviously not suspended. Tommy Starling, Young, Nicholson, Horsburgh, Owen Patty, the 14 still, Simi Sasangi, Morgan Smithies, and Ata Mariota. So obviously Morgan Smithies comes in for Trey Mooney, which I gotta be honest, I get him playing Smithies. Like, he's a really rock-solid player, but fuck, I think Trey Mooney is a real good player. I would have kept him there. Or at least, I don't know, I don't really get the Simi Sasangi pick. Like, why doesn't he just play Hudson Young and Nicholson 80 minutes on the edge? I don't get the Simi Sasangi play. Why not just play Trey Mooney? But I guess Sasangi does provide cover in the outside backs as well, so there is reason to the madness, but I don't know. Trey Mooney, I think, is a little hard done by. The Sharkies, Kennedy, Stone Street, Ramian, Hiroti comes in for Kale Iro, out with a hamstring injury. Ronnie Mulatalo, Trindle Hines, as expected. Forward pack unchanged, and the bench of Atkinson, Hazelton, Rudolph, and Hatapua comes in. So obviously Hazelton, he's missed the last couple with a back. There's every chance he drops out again. I think it's one of those injuries where he just, if it's sore, it's sore. So I guess keep an eye on that, but obviously not Supercoach relevant. The Sharkies, still very interesting. I feel like I need some Sharks assets just with their attack, but Kale Iro was probably the guy I was most keen on. He's injured. He was also very expensive. I don't mind a Jesse Ramian. I think he's lost a little bit of cash. Hines is still on my radar, but obviously not yet. Maybe over the Origin period, Hines could be the play potentially, but yeah, I don't know what to do with the Sharkies. Obviously, Fanor Blake, if you really want to... our forward backs are looking pretty stocked, but I guess the one big boy, like my team is missing, is Fanor Blake. I've got Haas, got Terrell May, Tino, Corey. Adam Fanor Blake is the missing piece. So in due time, I guess we're going to look to get him Fanor Blake, which is insane to have that much in the big boppers, but it's the year of it. So let's move on. We have got Friday night, the first game, Panthers taking on the Cowboys. So it's a 6 o'clock, or 5 p.m. Queensland time, CommBank Stadium. Cleary back. You need to repay the favour. You really need to repay the faith. Unfortunately, like, if I was a non-Cleary owner, I would be getting Cleary in 100% this week. Like, he's at a good price. He's obviously got a huge break even, but fuck me, I would be getting him in. I would be targeting Cleary for sure. I get if you went another way. Like, my decisions this year, they haven't been the best, but I would be targeting Cleary. I've got to be honest. Dane Laurie holds the fullback spot. There is word that Edwards could potentially come back in. Surely they wouldn't rush him though. I know the Panthers are struggling, but like, yeah, you're not gonna rush him. Obviously, Laurie didn't have his best game on the weekend, but I think he's a very good footballer. Like, he just had a bit of a shocker. Like, Panthers overall were very disappointing in that game. So, I think give Laurie another week. Alamotti on the wing with Casey McLean coming back in for the injured To'o. Apparently, he is out for, they're saying, a month. Thomas Jenkins moves to the centres. Well, he played there last week as well. It looks like his position is in the centres now. Because there's I thought they would switch Alamotti to the centre and Jenkins to the wing, but obviously they think more Alamotti on the wing and Jenkins in the centres. So Jenkins, let's be real, everybody's getting him this week, and it's the play. It is the play. There's a lot of cashies to downgrade. He is I'm 100% getting him, and I'm 100% playing him this week. He's the best of both worlds. He's got points in him, and he's going to make a stack of cash, and he makes cash trading him. So it's like the easiest pickup of all time. Obviously, Cleary is back in. Jack Cole partners him. The forward pack of Leota, Kenny, Smith, who's also killing it. You could. I was talking Smith up at the start of the year. I was, but I didn't realize every prop in the game was going to fucking average plus 70. But yeah, it's one of those years. Azar Papali'i comes in for Scott Sorensen, so don't get fooled. Sorensen out with a head knock. Papali'i definitely keep on the watch list because, Sorensen hasn't been sort of that fit for a couple of years. He does pick up an injury, so there could be a time to go a Papali'i, but it's definitely not yet. Martin Yeo playing his 250th. I was a little shocked at Yeo. I know 250 games, it's a lot, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's been around for fucking 30. He's been around for so long as a Yeo. I thought he would have more than... I would have thought him, without seeing the numbers, I would have been he'd be pushing for 300, but obviously 250 is still an insane effort. 250 NRL games is crazy, but it feels like he's been around for so long. I don't know. Did he? I guess he's probably in and out a little bit in his career. He was a bit of a fucking dud when he first came in. I guess he was young, but he played in the centres occasionally, an edge back rower. But yeah, I don't know. He's been around for a long time. Brad Schneider, Eisenhuth, Liam Henry, and Luke Garner. And then the Cows, Drinkwater, Robert Darby, Talangi, Vilea, and Purdue. Obviously, Darby, he'll make money this week. I think he's a cheapie that you just got to let go, though. It's one of those years. There's plenty of cheapies. There's plenty of downgrade money makers. You don't need a Darby. If you got no other fires and... I don't know, maybe I've already got Jenkins, I'm not sure, but I guess he's another option. But yeah, I think he's a guy you just let go. Jackson Purdue making some good money. I'm keen to see him and the Cowboys have a little bit of an easier run. See if he can score some good points. But yeah, he's a good spot to fill to make money. Obviously not going to play him. Clifford and Dearden, McLean, Robson, Tamalolo, Bateman, O'Donnell, and Cotter. And the bench of McIntyre, Nanai, Neem, and Hess. Again, Nanai is going to be an interesting potential. Surely he's going to get the starting spot back. I think he actually scored pretty well last week. He looked pretty good, but yeah, another guy I'm definitely keeping an eye on if he gets the spot back over O'Donnell at some point. But not much else doing there. The next Friday night game, the blockbuster, Rabbitohs Roosters. It's just so NRL, right? They've come out and said that there's going to be a crackdown on high tackles / sin bins this week, of course, because they were fucking inept last week. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Just some obvious ones, us as fans, I don't like to see really sin bins for much, right? I think it really puts a damper on games, but there's some obvious tackles where you're yeah, that's a sin bin. It's just a sin bin. You just have to do it. But the refs didn't do it. Big uproar. So now this week, there's potentially a crackdown. And of course, it's Rabbitohs Roosters, a little rivalry. So what's the unders overs on a few sin bins in this one? Also, Latrell Mitchell is back. So it should be fun. But as you can see, Jai Gray holds the fullback spot. I did talk about that in the review, that I think Wayne Bennett is the guy to do this, shift Mitchell to the centres. Is it going to be the season-long play? It could be. If the Rabbitohs go well and Gray continues to kill it, I don't see why not. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Mitchell goes in the centres. Like, if he plays a bit like a second fullback in attack, it could be it could be huge. I'm excited. I'm excited. Obviously, there's a potential for dual status for Mitchell if he plays a few games at centre. Yeah, definitely one to watch there. Zayataz, Jack White, and Ravalawa on the wings. Cody Walker and Jamie Humphreys still in the halves. Kepi, Mamazulas, Totola, Kalamatangi, Arrow, and Hubner comes back from suspension, which is good. You know, another solid option to play if you need him, but he's going to make good money. And then Sullivan, Havili, Duncan, and Mawale on the bench. And then the Roosters, the back line is expected. No changes there. The forward pack, Lindsay Collins. Okay, so Spencer Leniu has been relegated back to the bench. I thought he was going to get... Again, he was on report this game. But no suspension from Leniu. Collins does start in his place. Watson, Nath White obviously maintains his spot. Crichton, Wong, and Butcher at lock. Yes, obviously, Victor Radley is out. Docker, Clay, Focchetti, Blake Steep, and Leniu on the bench. So, I mean, obviously the watch here, Angus Crichton, obviously a very good pickup. See, I keep talking about Wong. I just can't, like, there's just other pressing trades that is frustrating. He's just going to get slipped by, and I think if you go on a back roll from the Roosters, it's got to be Crichton, but, like, yeah, there's some definitely big boy back row options on the horizon, that is for sure. Connor Watson, I'm still keen on in the dummy half spot, but no need to rush on him. And that's pretty much all she wrote there. The Saturday RV game, Eels versus Dragons. So there was a bit of reports that Mitch Moses could make a very early comeback, but yeah, I'm not surprised to not see him. Zai Ongi, Russell, Penasini, Lomax, Adakar, Brown, and Hawkins. Forward pack, so Kartonga, obviously a cheapie downgrade potentially, but again, I think it's similar to the Robert Darby one. I think he's just gonna slip past us. Like, he could be a great cheapie. He did have a price rise, but it was only 30k, so he's up to like 260. It looks like he's sort of nailed the spot now. For whatever reason, Riles has gone off Charlie Geimer. I don't know what's happened there. Like, I still think Geimer, when they got flogged by the Storm, when he had to go on for Kalmatalangi, I thought he was great. Like, I really don't understand what's going on there with Charlie Geimer, but yeah, whatever. I don't know. Riley Smith. So the big one here, Riley Smith gets the starting spot with Dylan Walker now moving to 14, which pushes obviously Brendan Hands out of the 17. Riley Smith, very interesting. Very interesting. I love the look of him. Obviously, the Supercoach scoring hasn't been great. He hasn't played some big minutes, and the scoring still hasn't been that hot, but I could see him pushing 80 minutes. Like, he is a goer. He's as fit as they come. You definitely don't have to jump on this week, but, you know, if someone like a Starling, Mamazulis, even a Sandon Smith, like, if you wanted to downgrade, Riley Smith could be a guy if he's getting those big minutes. Like, he is a very good player, but I'm keen to see how the points go in like a big minute game, and not against, you know, it's against the Dragons. It's not against you know, a red hot team, so it's a good little tester to see what sort of output you can expect from a Smith. I love him as a player though, so keep an eye. Obviously, yeah, Dylan Walker coming into the 14. Obviously, Walker could spell him at 9, but yeah, I mean, Walker's not your ideal dummy half. Like, he's good through the middle, but you don't want him playing big minutes at 9, so that's obviously good for Smith. Luca Moretti, Tui Vaiti, and Dan Kia. And then the Dragons, so Clint Gutherson, Sloan, Sully Holmes, Tuapalotu, Halves, and then the forward pack of... That's right. Okay, yeah, so Gula got suspended, I think, for 3 games. So I sort of forgot he got suspended after that game. I was already probably going to trade him out, but the fact he's now suspended for 3, it does make my decision a lot easier. It would have been nice to do it last week instead of, again, Preston or Seyfarth. But let's not talk about it. But yeah, Couchman goes back to starting with Clemmer, Cook, Leilua, Seward, DeBellin, Little, Laurie, Hamish Stewart, and Dylan Egan. Good news for Stewart. There were concerns he had the potentially fractured cheekbone or something along those lines, but obviously cleared of that, so good for people that had him as a cheapie front row forward. Dylan Egan, I guess, is also a potential downgrade, if not this week. I think he's only played the one game, but he looks a very, very solid player, so one to keep an eye on as well. Then moving on, Saturday, 4 o'clock, Titans versus Dolphins, little Queensland derby here. So De Groot stays a fullback, Tony Francis, Sammy, Fafita Kelly, Brimson Campbell. Campbell, obviously, a very popular trade in this week, and I think it's going to be hard for me not to go Campbell for sure. I think he's a guy that can hurt you, and I think he's going to be the best 5'8" for the year. Like, I'd be surprised if there's a higher scoring 5'8", obviously, regarding, like, if he plays the full season unscathed, I think he's going to be the top scoring 5'8", so getting him when he's got a good run coming up, it's very, very nice. Forward pack, so still no Fafita, Fodawaker, Randall, Campbell-Gillard, Cleese, Fermer, Tino, Mulaney, Fafita, Jolliffe, and Gray. So I like I was talking about in the review last video, that if Fafita got the start this week, it would have been tough not to go him. For me, it's out of like Fafita, Crichton, Eli Katoa as the top 3 back row targets, but it's still not starting. He's still got a high break even. We can definitely wait on it still. He's due to get some attack though. Like, he's looking pretty good. He's due to get a try, set up one. He's probably going to go a ton, even playing like 50, 60 minutes, but we can still, you're not going to pick him up still off the bench. You just can't do it, I don't think. But again, I think obviously Origin's a long way away, but for what happened like Fafita, I thought was in great form. Billy Slater definitely doesn't like him. This year he's coming off the bench, so there's every chance we get a Fafita over that Origin period again. So a good pickup soon, surely. And then the Dolphins, the back line, as expected. Obviously, Herbie Farnworth is a guy I would love to get in soon. Just the touches. He's just getting the ball so often. Like, you just know he's not going to let you down. Like, if he scores a try, he's going very large. Without a try, he's still going 60, 70. Like, he's one of those center wingers that you'd love to lock in for the season, really. Bostock, Nikorima Katoa, forward pack. So Connolly Lemuelu is starting. Who's out? Oh, yeah. Gilbert is suspended, I think, for a game. So, yeah, for Safidi, Kafusi, Marshall King, Finifuyaki, Lemuelu, and Plath at lock. So, this makes me much more interested in Plath now at hooker, now that he's playing lock. I talked about this, I'm pretty sure that last week, even though he was named as second row, I'm pretty sure he played at lock and Gilbert was in the back row anyway. But this week they've finally reverted, obviously with Gilbert out. But, like, that's how it should be. Plath should be the lock and Gilbert should either be a front row or on the edge. Like, I still think Gilbert is better at lock, but Plath, I think, is better at lock than Gilbert, and Gilbert is better in the back row than Plath. Like, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. I don't understand why Christian Wolf is trying to play Plath on the fucking edge. It makes no sense. Like, he's not an edge back rower. I don't get it. But Connolly Lemuelu, I love as a player. I think he is a very, very good footy player. Definitely not Supercoach relevant, just with Gilbert to come back, so it is what it is. Donahue, Nichols, Stone, and Bromwich rounding out the bench. Yeah, not much else doing there. The Saturday 6:30 game, Broncos Tigers. So, gonna be interesting. Obviously, the Tigers have been very good this year. They haven't necessarily taken on any of the big dogs yet, I would say. But I don't know. I feel like they give the Broncos trouble regardless. So it's going to be an interesting watch for sure. I think if the Broncos turn up, it's going to be tough for the Tigers. But yeah, we'll see. I don't really know what to expect from the Tigers. They've looked good. They definitely look good. Their defense has been a lot better. The combo's starting to look good. Obviously, Luai is out, so it mixes things up a little bit. But the Bronx, obviously unchanged. Stags back for the second week. Forward pack, as expected, except, obviously, Piakora coming in for the suspended Jordan Ricky. I think he's gone for 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I talked about it. Piakora was getting the, like, cheapy prize. And I think there was every chance he would get the spot eventually back from Gazzeski, but now he's going to play 2 games starting. If he scores well, the price could balloon back up, so it's a little bit annoying. He could have been like a really good downgrade option in a few weeks, but maybe that wouldn't have eventuated. Maybe Gazzeski keeps the fucking spot for the year. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the rest the same. And then the bench, Jaden Hunt comes on the bench for Piakora. I actually like Jaden Hunt. I think he's a pretty versatile player, pretty solid all round. And then the Tigers, so the back line, Adam Dewey does come back in, which I don't know what to think about it. It does make my decision a little bit more tricky now, because I'm not going to lie, I was pretty keen then, with Dewey being out injured last week. I was actually keen to be like, you know what, I'm going to just trade Dewey out and I'll hold Metcalf. He'll be good cover if I need him. He can score. Like, he's shown he's got a ceiling against bad teams. But now Dewey's playing. Yeah, I still think I trade Dewey. Like, and the fact it was I think a groin, so there's every chance he doesn't kick goals. Like, yeah, I don't hate the idea of now trading Dewey, but again, trade Dewey out, he'll fucking get his first try, get 100 points, but I'm being negative. It's just the way the season has gone thus far, but it's all fun and games. The rest of the back line, Luke Lalili comes in on the wing for Fatape. There were a lot of late changes, obviously, last week with Gerald Skelton missing. He's also not back this. I can't believe they were saying he could be back last week. Like, what? There was sure, like, after Hemi, there's no way he was going to play the next week. I don't know why they were saying it. And then obviously he's not playing this week, so Lalili takes his spot, and Dewey comes back in basically for Jack Bird, who played in the centres, who goes back to the bench, and Fatape's out. I mean, not to shit on Fatape too much, but what, dude, at the end of the game, Luai does like one good thing in that whole game. It was actually a great kick in behind. What is Fatape doing, bro? Like, not even the fact he didn't just either pick the ball up or dive on it, but the way he kicked it, like, he fucking belted it. Like, it was fucking zero, like, Buckley's to fucking stay in play. Like, I don't understand what he was doing. It was very funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was very funny when he just fucking booted the ball out of play. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, holy shit, Luai has pulled off a miracle here. The Cowboys are fucking Cowboys. The Tigers are a chance, and Fatape just says, nah, you know what? Not today. But yeah, Galvin and Latu Finu comes in at 7. Obviously, Latu Finu is a very exciting young player, so it'll be fun to see him go around with Galvin. Terrell May, Coruscant, Pole, Finu, Seyfarth, and Twal. Talon, Silva, Hunt, Bird, and Sione Finu on the bench. Not much else to talk about there. Obviously, Luai, I think he's only missing 1 game for that high shot, which that was one where it's so obvious that it should have been a sin bin. Like, I just don't understand. Like, it's so weird. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. And it's like, so I know there's always going to be grey area with a high tackle, right? But in that game, the Luai one was so clearly a sin bin. There's not even a fucking debate, all right? There's no debate there. However, the Alex Seyfarth one it should have been a penalty. The way they rule it, it should have been a penalty. I don't know how the fucking ref missed it. Like, the ref is, like, right in... When they show the replay for both of those, the ref is, like, looking straight at the tackle. I don't really understand how he missed it on play. But that one shouldn't have been a sin bin. The Seyfarth one wasn't a sin bin, but was a penalty. The Luai one was definitely a sin bin. I like, they're different. Like, I know there's going to be people out there that'll, like, fucking carry on about it regardless, but, like, they're very clearly different. There's always going to be slightly grey area, and I would rather them be on the verge of, like, less sin bins, but, like, when there's a very obvious one, I just don't understand. But we move on. The Seagulls versus Storm at Four Pines Park. This is... honestly, I don't know. I haven't talked too much about, like, who's going to win or lose, but this one, this is an interesting game for sure, because Storm have not looked very good. The Seagulls have, especially at Four Pines. I don't know what to think about this one. Obviously, our boy Tommy Trbojevic is gone, so thank you very much. Lehigh Hopewadi comes to fullback. Klein Falalo goes on to the wing. I think he's a very good young player as well. Halves. Forward pack, Nathan Brown moves to the starting prop with Takiaho, Olakawatu, Ben, and Jake Trbojevic. Simpkin, Waddell, Bullimore, and Sipley. Who's out? So Josh Allaway. Did he get suspended or injured? I don't even know, but he is out. Not much else real. I mean, I guess the Hopewadi... He's an interesting discussion, but I think, like, the Seagulls still have a pretty good run coming up, but it's that, you know, we're probably past, like, the golden run for the Seagulls. They still got a couple of games at Four Pines, but they're not against the best opposition. So I still think Hopewadi is a good pickup for sure in the center wing, but I'm not gonna do it. I think there's better options, and I've got other plays, so I wouldn't fault you if you wanted to go there, because even, like, the thing is, yeah, you know, the more I think about it, I still don't think I'm gonna do it, but it's not a bad play, because the thing is, obviously if Tommy is out, Hopewadi is clearly the first choice fullback, so you're always going to get the potential Hopewadi starting fullback in still a very good attacking Manly side, so you're going to get that. And then if Trbojevic is fit and playing, Hopewadi will be on the wing where he could score a hat-trick outside of Trbojevic if he's on fire. So it is good. It is good. Hopewadi is not a bad play. I might just have a look at him. I might just, but I don't think I could. I wouldn't be able to do it this week. So it is what it is. And then the Storm, Pappy, Warbrickau with Anderson Oates, Munster, Wishart, forward pack as expected. Obviously, Ali Katoa is a guy I'm very interested in. Brunson Garlic, McDonald, Tui, and Varlepu. Marian Seve drops out. I guess Varlepe comes onto the bench. I think that's fair. Honestly, it's interesting that happened, because, I mean, I get Seve was there for probably, like, backline cover, but, like, why? It's weird he would drop him out this week if you still want the cover, but I guess he's just gone for a bigger bench. I don't know. It's a bit interesting, but I do like Varlepu. I think he's a very good player, but yeah, not too much else Supercoach wise. Jerome Hughes is on the extended bench, so that's good news. It looks like he is pretty close to returning. Could be this week, but I'd expect next week probably, which is good for our boy Eli Katoa as well. I think like, I don't know if I'd be able to get Ali Katoa this week, so I probably prefer if Jerome Hughes doesn't play this game, because again, Katoa without Hughes is still good, but you throw Hughes there and Katoa just he goes to another level. Like, Hughes gives such good service to his second rower, so that'd be good for next week for sure. Moving on, Doggies versus the Knights. So the Doggies, Tracy, Wilson, Jerry, Crichton, Montoya, Hayward still at 6 with Sexton. Max King, Marnie not suspended. Saluka Fafita, Curran, Preston, we won't talk about, and Jamin Salmon. Mann, Hayes, Todd, and Curtis Morin on the bench. So no changes. Jacob Kiraz is on the extended, so close returning for Jacob Kiraz, which is good for the Dogs. I'm not going to be looking to pick Kiraz up as soon as he's back, but it could be soon. Like, he is an absolute weapon. So in a couple of weeks, maybe Kiraz is on the agenda. The Knights, so obviously the bye last week. Ponga, Schiller, Gagai, Best, Maju, Sharp, Cogger. And then the forward pack, Saifidi, Crossland, Thompson, Thomas Cant, however you want to pronounce it, Frizzell, Elliott. So Cant is I'm not going to go him this week, obviously. He's only played the one game. He was extremely good. He just looks really good as a footy player. Supercoach-wise was also, unbelievable. He had, 70 points in base. Fuck me dead. He looks like an absolute goer. But I think just, obviously no Kai Pearce-Paul. He is suspended still for this week, so he'll be back next week. You just wait. I think there's every chance next week. Obviously, Pearce-Paul comes back to the edge. I still think Frizzell probably goes back to lock and Elliott probably shifts to the bench, but you never know. Frizzell could stay on the edge, Cant moves to the bench, and all of a sudden you've got, he could make money, but it's not as good as you were hoping. So I think you just wait. You just wait on it. I wouldn't be going early on him. And also you've got the Dylan Lucas who could be back. He could still be a few weeks away, but you never know. It could be an early return, and then all of a sudden again, Cant will be out of the 13. But yeah, I don't know. I think you just wait. Moving on, not much else doing there. That's the final game. So yeah. I guess the one... So Tupanua, I think he also got suspended from last game for that late shot. So all the people that fucking had Tupanua after that couple of tries in round one, karma. I don't know. But yeah, that's the team list. Mostly as you'd expect, but obviously the big Latrell back. Who else? I don't know. There were some other big ones. I can't remember, but there's some decisions. I'm excited to look. After last week, very dejecting, just a shocking round. But I'm excited to have a look at the team and discuss some options, because I still think the team is looking good. We just have to not get dudded with the captaincy every week. That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely if we could just get some consistency going there. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.